people. Let them know how you feel. CT Zone. Say hey. No. Talk to me.
From the high ridge to the top of Dale Street, I build with the mammals in the water where whales meet. Grandpa went hard, he should've owned Pepper's Farm. All of my life, poppy seeds and chicken parm. Chicken George who planted the chicken feed. Now that's just a book on Alex Haley's news feeds. As I return, red wine on deck, baby, and I feel great. Grandpa Esau, that's Fat King Cole. My flow is debate, destroyer, Twitter troll. Music is butter, I'm definitely on a roll. My father was a father to the whole hood before. Home is where the heart is, not always where the heart is. So build your own brand, that's what we tell the artists. You gotta be a hustler like Nostra, baby. That's if you wanna take it to the top. Lego. And to my people doing bands, all of the hustlers with the kids. ESP on and poppin'. It never be an option. I just go out and get it. The mountaintop is my mission. The mountaintop is my mission. Up is my mission. In the keys of life, play the chords of blind fear. Had to feel my way through, eat through, ESP here. Laid out on the bed, pins and needles and futons. Internet nuts, toss letters and croutons. Hair of a beehive and a wavier place. Broadway Joe walk from Waverly Place. This that name and swag, y'all. Watch me cool like this and take them home. Fold in my hands, cigar like Hannibal. Love it when a player come together, that's annual. My away team became the 18. On the local scene before I was 18. Show some respect, y'all. Welcome me home. There's one more album for the books and we gone. ESP, baby. It's the return of the into the corners worldwide. Cairo is suicide. Cairo is suicide. West Coast in the building. East Coast top billing. Everybody's out there getting it. Midwest, I know you feeling it. No triple yeah, I'm feeling it. Yeah. Searching hard for the high got me home. Ripping up in the sky got me grown. Follow the star via the third wise man. My gift is a gift, I got sirens. Most of y'all can't come back around to play. My A1s from day ones will always pave the way. For real, yo, that's a real talk right there. Yeah, new album, new life and new experience. Fresh like my pharaohs up in the pyramids. Mirror your mind from the mirrored images, because reality's really on the scrimmages. Experience like Jimmy plus the guitar. My national anthem is perception of a star. Believe that ESP has returned. And I'm back. And I'm back. Into my crowd's universal. Writing scripts in my journal. I just go off adrenaline. He's looking so feminine. Sweetie must be a comet. Big faces in my pocket. But I don't do it for the profit. To keep your profit.
I had to do it. We got a problem. I just finessed the plug. I just finessed the plug. Finessed the plug. I just finessed the plug. I just finessed the plug. Finessed the plug. I just finessed the plug. I just finessed the plug. Finessed the plug. I just finessed the plug. I just finessed the plug. Finessed the plug. I see my niggas on the block getting that money. Tell my niggas don't stop from getting that money. I say. I just finessed the plug. I just finessed the plug. Finessed the plug. I just finessed the plug. I just finessed the plug. I'm shorty been hot before the summer. I don't post on the block, I got a runner. Moving big in the streets like a Hummer. Cause I got more than one job, that's a come up. I'm just trying to get it, that's a one up. Got a chopper on me, case that nigga trying to run up. Add it all up, just to get my summer. Calculate the pockets, so I do my numbers. I made a band today. And it was all a part of my plans today. Lord, I can take a bitch if I wanna. Cause I'm a hot nigga like I'm laying in the summer. Nigga color purple, I call it any giver. When your girl get wet, she call me up like a plumber. I don't even know how the bitch got my number. Forward to voicemail when I see her calling. I'm just trying to bubble like water when it's boiling. I got the club lit, gotta jump it like Jordan. I made some fans today. And it was all a part of my plans today, Lord, I just finessed the plug, 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 I see the niggas on the block, getting that money, tell my niggas don't stop, from getting that money, I said, I just finessed the plug, 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 like just cause the tax on the billy, I go to sleep with a 9mm, and I saw the rock, but I ain't find a ditty, blowing that gas cause my tank never empty, all I want is bread, but I ain't baking chippy, never answering the phone cause I'm always too busy, only feeding my niggas sitting at the table with me, take mines, I'm coming for your neck like a hickey, if I kill a man today, and that wasn't part of my plans today, Lord, I like to pop bottles, looking trippy, if a hater try to end me, then it's only cause he envy, spinning in the club, everybody getting dizzy, ex-city coming up, now she saying that she miss me, can't trust no one, someone's out there to get me, say it to my face, I don't care for sneak dissing, all the haters do is take shots like pistons, when they hear my voice, everybody listen, I lived through another day, and I won't have it no other way, Lord, I just finessed the plug, 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 I see the niggas on the block, getting that money, tell my niggas don't stop, from getting that money, I said, I just finessed the plug, I just finessed the plug, I just finessed the plug, I just finessed the plug,
What's good?
Welcome to the Chop Shop Radio.
We'll be Chop Shops and there's no radio.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I just felt like saying that.
When we chop shops and there's no radio,
What does he mean there's
Yeah.
no radio?
he made his own slogan up, man.
Yeah, you guys don't like it?
Just made that.
I mean, you guys just had
Trying
to
to
say.
switch minds, you know, from
You guys-
the block to the
you guys
sky.
don't like it,
It's
all you gotta
all
do
about
is
hip-hop.
say-
Welcome to the chop.
All you gotta do is say, I don't like it, guys. It wasn't hot, all right?
Welcome to the chop.
Must not hot. Welcome to the Chop Shop, you know what I'm saying? Another week.
212.
You know
Chop
what
Shop
I'm saying?
Radio.
This April day. You know what I
Does it feel
mean?
like- does it feel
you
like
know,
April?
I got my man Nobby Reality on the side of me, you know what I'm saying?
Does it feel like April?
Then we got my man Jay, you know what I mean?
Cash.
Cash in the building, that would be myself. You know, I got my man G's,
Why
DX
he
and Gritty,
never-
straight back from Las Vegas. You know
Oh,
what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Touring the West Coast.
You was
know
touring the
what I'm
West
saying?
Coast. You was all over
And
Vegas.
we got Deuce
You hit the
just showed up back to the table.
Yeah, my clumsy Carl shit, knocking shit over.
You just
Was
gotta
really
know what
good.
to avoid when you out there, because everybody throws everything in your face. So
Oh, they were trying to make you buy
They're
stuff?
Like, yo, what's good? We're not selling nothing. Oh, come here. Where you coming from? You know, they always want to hear where you coming from. You
Wait,
say
you
wild
lost-
shit. You be like, I'm from Indiana. Like, you just say something. Oh, Indiana. They get mad excited. So no matter what you say, they're gonna be excited. They'll be like, yo, come here. I got you. How long you staying here for? I'd be like,
Trying to give you
at
something.
first,
Trying to sell
I
you.
didn't know. Now,
What? Like sell you drugs? Sell you drugs or
Wait,
whatever?
wait, did you-
It's because they like, yo, we can get you some money to play on some slots. We get some free dinner. You want to watch a show? You with your girl?
Did you
We
lose your
gotta
New
do
York
it.
citizens?
Nah.
You didn't lose your New York citizens. That's the hustle
That's
right there.
Yo, they was just on you just for like a tour of their city or something, or do like a guide for like an hour or time shit, some shit like that. We're not selling you nothing, but once they weasel you in there, the conversation
exactly.
goes.
Yeah.
Say, oh, let me talk to you, my boy, real quick. Yo, Jeff.
Yeah.
Yo, Jeff, he's from the Bronx. Yo, come over here.
Yeah.
Yo, you from the Bronx? That's what's up. Yo, I used to live out there too. Like,
That's how they hit you?
They be on it
Yeah.
yo, all the time, yo.
That's what they do every day, all day. That's their fucking
So you gotta
job.
watch out. And then I was doing that shit. Some dude came in with a CD. So at first I was just like, nah, because I didn't want to pay. I ain't got
Yeah.
money like that in my pocket and shit.
Yeah.
So, you know, everybody's coming out at you for that. So, you know what I'm saying? He's like, yo, you don't want to hear my CD? I'm like, nah, it's not even that. Just running back and forth with everybody. I just, you know what I'm saying? He was like, and we chopped it up. He gave me a CD. You know what I'm saying?
So did you like Vegas though? Being in Vegas?
Yeah, it's pretty decent. You know what I'm saying? But if you live there, you're not gonna go there. Like when I lived in New York, I didn't go to 40.
Was it hot?
40 Deuce was like
Was it mad hot?
foreign to me.
Yeah.
A Bronx dude, like any other borough's foreign to me. We stay in our little circumference. We don't ever move. So when you out there, it's like 90 degrees. You out there, and, you know what I'm saying?
What I'm saying, was it hot out in Vegas?
Oh yeah, it was hot.
They said out in
It was
places
hot.
like that, they said like the people that do like landscaping, they start at like 3 in the morning and they end by like 11. You can't work at noontime.
Gee,
No, no.
Out places like that.
Fuck out.
Yeah.
You really can't. Like,
Yeah, it's shit like fucking 8 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
7 o'clock in the morning. It's already like
Yeah, exactly.
75 degrees. running the
Exactly.
fuck up.
I mean,
Exactly.
they got Mexicans, right?
Yeah, but people in general though, it don't matter what nationality you are. Like it's out in places like that. It's really hard.
That was racist. Nigga, Mexican look like catch a heat
It was racist. I thought about it. It was very racist.
Shout out to my Mexicano.
Yo, fuck around Chicano catch a heat stroke. That's a problem though. You know it's too damn hot. Too hot for Mexican catch a heat stroke. They shut everything down.
Oh my God.
Somebody going.
All right, so who do you want to talk about? Either the 50 Cent thing or the Meek Mills? Who do you want to talk about first?
What's mean, Meek Mills?
Meek Mills to the billion. The nigga showed up to his job. I mean,
Kraft,
showed up at his
Robert
job.
Yeah, that's dope, right?
That's pretty dope, man.
So for people,
There's a picture of Robert Kraft and Meek Mills.
yeah, it is. I see that.
And he showed who the owner of the Sixers too.
Yeah, so for people that don't know, I don't know how you wouldn't know if you're in hip hop. Meek Mill's been locked up, and what did he do again? Riding on a tour, hit the wheelie on a motor.
Yeah, he was on probation, and he was
doing wheelie for kids, right?
Yeah, but he was wheeling in New York. He was in New York doing wheelies, and his probation officer in Philly saw him doing that and called the people in New York and had it picked up.
Because he wasn't supposed to be out of state, right?
Now he's be doing that shit.
Well, I got
He's on probation. I'm supposed to stay without permission. Doesn't matter where, right?
I think he was able to leave the state. I think he was
just more so
but I
doing
think he was
that shit.
just doing it illegal.
And I think that people feel like Meek Mill's got a bad hit because he's a black man and because he's a rapper, and they kind of want to make an example out of him. So interestingly enough, the New England Patriots owner, right, Robert Kraft, and the 76 owner, Michael Rubin, were on vacation together. And they said, let's go visit him. And then, so the quotes were on it was said that Kraft said, he's an amazing young man. I know how I'd feel if I were in his situation. Makes it clear we have to do something with criminal justice reform. So, I mean, that's got to feel good to have that kind of, that's got to feel really good to have that kind of support.
Yeah. That's big, man. You know what I'm saying? Kraft. That's dope for Kraft to even go out there and do that shit.
Yeah, I didn't expect that.
You know what I mean? It's not like, he's Meek Mills, you know what I'm saying? He's not like he's fucking Michael McDonald or some shit like that, you know what I'm saying?
And not only that, but he came with another billionaire from this nigga that run the team in this nigga city.
And that's crazy. That's crazy because like I'm saying, that's the basketball team of his city, and they came by to go see him, which is really dope. You know what I'm saying?
Imagine that he lived Philly all his life and never won a championship. He gets locked up and the Eagles win the championship. He can't even fucking be out there. Because there's a lot of, obviously, a lot of the players are good friends with him and shit. They hang out with the players all the time now. He locked the fuck up there, and they won their first championship ever.
They said that
that sucks.
They said that Michael Rubin was encouraging other players to go visit him too.
Yeah, they should. Why not?
Because Meek does a lot for the city, and Philly's been through a lot, and I think that I remember being out in Philly when like Meek was really blowing up, and like Philly supports him heavy. They rock with him. Yeah. And Philly is a known place. Philadelphia is a place where like it's like a known thing that people will like you and still not give you applause. It's like a thing with Philly. Like even if they like you, sometimes they won't applaud you. Not to be disrespectful, but it's just the way they are. And my boy who's from Philly, that I live with, shout out to Abe L Universal Collective Philly, the photographer out there. That's my brother. He was like, yo, that's just the way it is out here in Philly, whether you're from here or not. And I'm like, yo, all right, because it wasn't about like, I didn't have to worry about like, we were doing underground shows and people would like, show respect. But like, but when it comes to like these big shows though, like people won't clap even for people that are dope. It's so crazy.
Yeah, it's funny you see the clip, the Bill Burr clip. Bill Burr's in Philly.
Yeah.
Bill Burr's the comedian, he's in Philly. And they
liked him when he first started dissing it.
They started like, what? Oh, fuck you guys. This just went off on him. And they just like,
and then they started loving him.
Fuck Philly. Philly. My boy said, these only motherfuckers that got a statue of a motherfucker that's not even real.
Yeah,
right? Not even fucking real guy. That's fucking moron.
He was there on the spot, too.
They said the best athlete in Philly history was Rocky.
And they loved it, right?
They loved it. They loved it.
Bill Burr's a fucking genius, though. He's a Boston original.
Yeah, I said, dude, that's a funny motherfucker.
Yo, honestly, Bill Burr is one of my favorite comedians. Yeah, people don't know Bill Burr. Check him out, yo.
He's definitely one.
Burr. He's an Irish dude from. But I wasn't finished what I was saying about that though. So what I wanted to say was that. So my boy had said that about even people from Philly. The city will like you and still not clap for you. It's almost like I don't know, like a thing. Like, and I'm from Rhode Island and I understand like how certain things are, but it's like a Philly cultural thing.
If you don't get the boo, then you did good.
It's not they want booze. It's like you could be good in the clap.
Sometimes I'd rather get a boo than hear nothing.
So check this out though. But here's when it really like settled in, and I really thought it was funny because like I had that inside knowledge that my boy had given me. I was living in Philly and shit. Yeah. So my boy's like, yeah, even if you're from Philly, they will give you a hard time. They love you. Nigga, I was at a Patti LaBelle show. Not a Patti LaBelle show. It was a show in Philly, like out in the park, like a free show they do for the people in Philly. And Patti LaBelle came on. Patti LaBelle came on and rocked and stopped. And the crowd didn't really clap. You know what Patti LaBelle said? I was standing like right near the stage, like right near where I was like, yo. She's like, y'all ain't gonna show me some respect? You know I'm from Philly. She said the block she was from, blah blah blah, boom boom boom. I'm a legend. Y'all better give it up. They started clapping. Patti LaBelle.
You got punk Philly motherfuckers in it.
Patti LaBelle. Patti LaBelle. Straight son the squad, yo. She straight son the squad. She did the grandma.
That's Philly motherfuckers want to see. I want to see niggas do. Nigga, you was good though, but you got some balls.
Yeah. No, the funny shit was right.
Yeah, tell me I ain't shit.
She wasn't crying about it the way Ja Rule was crying when I tell about the Jamaican story where Ja Rule was crying. She wasn't crying. She was like the old school OG, like not even like.
I used to that. She probably did it before.
She was like, yo, you can't play me like that. I'm from Philly. She said a block, this and that, boom, boom, boom. She said, give it up. The crowd didn't move. Gave it up.
Like I said.
So Patti LaBelle.
I know about the brotherly love of Philly, but the womenly love, the sisterly love, that shit doesn't exist.
Few and far between.
Yeah.
So my point is that if Patti LaBelle goes through that my boy was right about the Philly culture, like, because if Patti LaBelle deals with that. So, anyways, the whole reason why I brought it up.
They invalidate her parking. She had to validate her own shit.
The whole reason why I brought it up is like,
somebody get my blade.
It's for Meek to get the love he gets. For Meek to get the love he gets from Philly, the way Philly is, which is dope.
But real quick, Philly to get applause.
I'll give you a straight buck in your face.
She was like, don't make me smack nobody.
With the fat voice.
Miss LaBelle. Miss LaBelle.
Please don't make me put up my ice pick everybody up in.
Say cut some lady marmalade out your ass.
Wipe that crease between my face and my nose.
What else you got, man?
Well, who else is there?
So 50 Cent was on Instagram recently. He was like, yo, he was talking about what happened with so Vivica Fox recently went on the Wendy Williams show.
And she said something about having sex with 50 was
well, that was one thing she said. But to start off with, she's promoting a book. And her book is called Every Day I'm Hustling. And so she's in the interview, she's talking to Wendy Williams, and I guess she's talking about her book, Every Day I'm Hustling. And I basically, 50 said he was at home watching or whatever, and then all of a sudden, he hasn't talked to her in a while. They're not enemies, but their relationship ended 14 years ago.
Yeah, but then she came back and was like, "Oh, it was the love of my life," and this and that, and crying on another.
But she said she wrote. She said
it was like a couple years ago.
She said it was 14 years ago, and she was acting like it was fresh.
Really
and she
said she's still talking about this nigga.
She put a whole chapter. She said she put a whole chapter in her book on it.
About him?
Yeah, about 50.
He revived her career. She was he came back around.
Yeah,
she popped back up.
Then she say, "Oh, did she try to say 50 was a little fruity or whatever?" She
said that the sexual relationship was PG-13.
That's it. This time, a couple years.
Girls always say a guy wants fingers in the butt when she breaks up with him.
A couple years ago,
that's the go-to line.
A couple years ago, she was like, "Oh, 50 says, wow, he's a little fruity, he's a little gay, this and that." And he was like, "You lick my ass," you know what I'm saying? I was like, so, you
tells that nigga sad like the Olive Garden.
You can't troll 50. But then 50 put in another video that well, what'd you think about me? That was old. That's a long time ago. Do you still think about me?
I mean, it ended 14 years ago.
Yeah, but they've been cool since then, so I didn't know why.
No, but she wasn't talking shit. She said that she'd date him again. She's like, I think she wants him.
She's high.
She was saying that. Basically, she was saying that she's still
attacking. Why would you date somebody that you say having sex with them is PG-13? Like,
no, she said it was PG-13 compared to what he was saying it was. She didn't say it was.
Damn, even if he said, I was getting it in, at least be okay with saying
he's a masculine rapper dude. Let it go. Like, what the hell? Like, why would you even? But she wrote a whole chapter on it. You know, people are gonna buy a book just to read that chapter. People that didn't care about that book are gonna get that book digitally just to read the chapter. I want to read chapter on 50. I want to see what she's talking about.
Who's popular? Who's more popular? Vivica Fox or 50 Cent?
Yeah, 50 Cent.
Of course.
You motherfuckers get them on 50, whether it's true or not. It's a real something.
Call that clout chasing.
That's a little thing that 50 did over the course of his whole career. That they always do little subtle jabs that motherfuckers that he work with over the course of his career.
Yeah.
Someone was like
this
doing
is true.
this nigga been doing.
Yeah, this is
over
true.
Fucking last
well, she
15 years.
Who else that bitch done been with?
She beat that horse.
Niggas. How come you never talk about them niggas?
Because they was shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's true though.
Because nobody knows about them.
So it's like, who's she fucking Lorenz Tate?
Who knows?
It'll be in the book.
Nobody's keeping up with Tate.
Right.
Yo, so what's that 50 chapter called?
There's some bras our age. Keeping up with Lorenz Tate's doing. They have that nigga Instagram.
Yo, 60,000.
What's that chapter? What's that chapter?
Like 27 years old. Yeah, young as fuck.
Yeah. Yo, I think that chapter might be called "Get Love or Die Trying." I don't know. She might.
I
Hey.
mean the 50th chapter.
Oh, they got the 50th. Damn, we got 50th.
It's all a promotional scheme. That's all it is. She just
So you think she really don't want to be back? She won't really get back with 50?
She
knows 50 won't.
Yeah, he ain't gonna go back to that.
It's the money.
And you can't troll 50. So I don't, if you want to bring his name up,
that nigga's
don't sit there making him shit.
I'm gonna
get you.
Maybe but she knows.
But
she knows the coming conflict of that, even if it was jokes. So 50. Well, hold up. 50. Here's what 50 wrote on his Instagram. He wrote, "What the fuck is going on here, man? Damn, shaking my head. Get the strap out now." I don't know why he said that. Get the strap now. That's what he said. He's on Instagram.
You wrote that? You wrote his quote down?
Yeah, exactly.
I copied it so I knew
exactly what Sean said. She's a stalker. She's still on his nigga's back. Get the strap out, because somebody might have to put
end up in the backyard and shit, like the clap back.
She throwing me under the bus.
Justifiable.
14 years ago, you know, but that's a thing though. Like I know women that I haven't been with in that long, and they're still angry about stuff. Like it just, I don't know.
Yeah, my son was fresh out the monkey 14 years ago.
She's not saying that she's angry.
She's saying she wants.
She's not angry about it.
Almost like he's the one that got away.
She's just reflecting. She's reflecting. Yeah. That's the best time of her life.
But when they was together, she probably was the one. Oh, that's this and that, and he probably couldn't tell her shit. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it is what
she's old. She needs to sit down.
He probably Ja Rule got the back of her neck and shit.
It could have happened.
She probably wanted him to. He just did.
Is Vivica
rough me up? Huh?
Rough me up. And 50 said no. She said it was PG.
She been a cougar.
She's a cougar.
She been a cougar like 2007. She might have
back
then.
I think she got a cougar belt at 2007.
I'm right now. Watch this. How old is Vivica 85?
She probably like 50.
Yeah,
she's not
57. No, she's like 48.
This shit says she
research team.
July 30th, 1964.
40. Come on now.
Should be 54 this
She's 53
year.
though. 50's like what, 42, something like that. She was getting a cougar on when she did that. She
was a cougar at that time.
She was trying to get her groove back. Huh?
She robbing cradles.
Yeah, they brought her career back.
Trying to get her groove back.
She in movies.
Set it off days.
Fuck Vivica. Fuck that. Well, then when she did her book signing, some chicks ran out with the PETA stuff. Oh, you wear fur, this and that.
Well, the people that come up and throw the paint on you, the animal rights activists that throw paint on you. That's the blood of the animals, and they throw it on you.
She gave them a little model wave and said, "God bless."
I got a question. Well, you see the chick that ran up on Bill Cosby. With no shirt.
Naked, right?
She was from the show. She was from the show back in the day.
Did she ever say that she was violated, or
no,
she was just sticking up?
No, she was just. What I don't understand is we was also watching the Playboy. Me and my brother Aunt Deuce was watching the Playboy story or whatever, and
warrants.
Nigga, that's not even real holy. And then fucking.
Damn, he went further with it. He could just let it go.
They had a when fucking Hef was going to court. He was going to court for some salacious photos, shit they threw on him or whatever you want to call it. The women who fucking who rallied against him was like topless. So I don't understand. Like when you come to like what's the word I'm looking for?
He exposing it.
Well, you come to fight against something. Women come to fight against women brutality and inequality, and then like womanizing and saying like
stop burning bras and shit.
They take the bras off and come topless. I don't.
Come to court with the titties out.
Because dudes are not listening. They're looking at the nipples now at this point. Like, that changes the
But she ran on topless, but she had all the names of all the accusers on her body.
She looked really wild too.
But she was also on the show. She was one of the kids who was actually on the show back in the day.
But there's no accusations of her.
No, not from her. But
it was never a child.
I understand that. We want to run out there and make a statement. But my question is, how do women come shirtless and then they're basically nude to protest against Like the
objectifying the
women.
Objectification
of
other women.
Some women see it, I guess, as like a freedom of the body, like not living by the standards.
But still, though,
that still contradicts what you're
I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just saying that point of view.
But then what happens is,
you have an answer for that?
Sit down.
Anything you want to say?
I think that's messed up, so I just...
So you wouldn't run around with your boobs out to prove a political point?
Because you know what happens? Now you get backed up for decent exposure. Now you get backed up for decent exposure. So what point did you prove? You didn't even get to walk away from the boycott you was proving. You got caught a charge for your boycott.
So are you basically saying that you think that it's
women's bodies for money and you are naked? So
you saying you think that it creates the opposite?
I just wanted to ask if anybody knew like the psychology behind it, like could even come up with a good idea of why that has been done.
None of them got hit with indecent exposure.
I don't know.
It was the girl from the Cosby. She ran out. She was one of the young chicks. She wasn't the daughter. She was one of the daughter's friends.
Yeah, she was on the show.
The niece's friend. The niece's friend or something.
Light skin
She's
John.
like a reoccurring guest.
Like complexion, real ashy like.
Oh, that one.
She's like a reoccurring guest.
Oh, the same one that was on Punky Brewster.
Oh no! That's Sherry. That's Sherry.
Oh, okay.
That's Cherry. Yeah. That's my baby too. Shout out to Sherry wherever you at. If you watching, you know what I'm saying, hit me up. You know what I'm saying, my Instagram is
Hey, she's a crackhead with the Winslow girl right now.
Really? What happened to Punky Brewster? Punky Brewster got a breast reduction.
She got a breast reduction. She looks fabulous.
Celine Move Fry is that her name? She had to get a breast reduction because she had back problems.
Fabulous.
What happened after the Punky Brewster?
She been chilling. Like
but you can't make enough money off that to not work a 9 to 5 the rest of your life.
Nigga, Rick Moranis has been chilling. He said his wife.
Rick Moranis did multiple movies. She did one TV series.
It's like 93, 97, and he stopped.
Punky Brewster wasn't on for 15 years. It was probably like a 3-4 year run.
She did little shows here and there.
Okay, so 5 years. She was a kid. How much money she make? You can't live the rest of your life.
So what? She might got enough to go to college. Do their thing like Tempest Bledsoe.
People don't.
Some of them use money.
Oh, you got a good point.
Some of them
very good point. Very good point. You know what? That's a little shallow of me. You know what? To assume that you know what? Yeah, you're right about that.
How dare you?
And your mama and your wife needs enough time.
I check myself.
Yo, how about this chick, Young M.A. being a director? What do you think about that?
For movies?
Yeah, movies.
Adult films? Smut? He's joking.
I know, he already...
Don't listen to this guy.
He got all the way...
For smut?
Yeah.
She can probably do it.
For Pornhub.
I mean, like she's doing like
billions. You know how much money gets
more
money gets spent in this country on people watching pornographic material than our school systems.
She get a motherfucking.
That's the reality of our country.
Contract with Pornhub or something.
If you want to do the numbers, let's talk numbers. You know what I'm saying? You want to do the statistics. There's more money goes into that.
You never know. You know what I'm saying? Maybe like during
there's a bigger lesbian. I mean, if she focused on that, there's a bigger community.
It depends on what she's doing. It depends on what she's doing.
So what does that mean? So what does that mean though for us?
That's horrible. But the porn industry is lucrative as hell. I know a couple right now.
It depends on what she's doing.
Booking like $50,000, like every 3 months, every something like that. 50 off of looks. Off of live looks.
My boy Fuzzy Lumpkin was making dough off of that. Yo,
they're not putting
Fuzzy Lumpkin.
They're not putting $50,000 in the school
system. He made that up.
In the city.
Yeah, I did. He had a different name, but I'm not gonna put his real.
Come on, man.
That's what we call it,
guys. Be careful for fake news, y'all. Careful for fake news.
To be fair, that's what I call him all the time when I'm talking about it, even to his face.
Name for him?
Yo, y'all gonna make her do it, but that's what she's doing. Like, what was she doing, like granny trainees or something like that? Niggas ain't gonna want.
Let me put the strap on.
What do you mean? There's a market for it all. Pregnancy stuff, all of that stuff. People are weird.
Yeah,
people
because he looks through the
granny trainees though.
He looks through the categories.
They got a voice.
Let's talk about granny trainees. At that point, we're going down.
Exactly.
What?
From that, we're going down. Like what the hell?
Exactly.
We're working our way backwards after that.
They have voyeurism. You watch somebody watching somebody else have sex. What kind of shit is that? Well, voyeurism is watching somebody else have sex when they don't know you're watching.
Listen,
but the actual genre of voyeurism and porn is you watching somebody else have sex.
You ever watch that show Orange is the New Black?
Third person porn.
You ever watch that show Orange is the New Black?
It's like third person pervert.
There's something that they did in there. It's a fictional story, but they really do that in real life. They were wearing their panties. They're wearing their panties and then mailing them to people, and people were paying for them to wear panties and send it to them. That shit really exists. The world is.
And they smell them.
Peeping Toms at its best.
Why not?
I'm just saying.
There's a market for everything.
There's all types of perversions and things like that and stuff like that. So can she make it? Of course she can make it. I mean, especially she can go. Just
what are you talking about?
Young M.A.
being a
director.
Oh, she's booking all the pretty lesbian girls.
Of porn, like she's doing dancing.
But she doesn't have to. She doesn't have to do lesbian stuff because she's a lesbian.
What are you talking
But she's probably gonna. She's probably gonna though. She's probably gonna.
How many lesbians
do you know the director is?
I think she is gonna go in that direction, like you said. Anyway,
he's not even listening.
What was you gonna say?
Do you know the director is?
Yeah, they don't act in it; they direct.
All right, so what are you talking about?
Because they're saying that what kind of porn is she going to create? Is it going to be all kinds, or is it going to be lesbian porn?
She ain't create nothing. She's just going like this. Oh, you do doggy style. Action, all right, missionary. Hey, now you know.
Put your strap on.
Yeah. Ain't like she directed Avatar. You know what I'm saying?
All right, hold up. Don't come right now.
Doing the regular ass music.
Like yo, it'll be her music in the background. Yo, she can clean up. Yo, it'll be her music in the background.
Do people fucking? Or 6 people fucking?
Yo, would you rather watch porn with regular porn music or Young M.A. playing in the background?
Jazz.
Quick.
Where did that come from? Quick. Jazz.
Chet Baker.
Yeah. That's when the women still had hair. The women still had hair on the bush. She was like, dum 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 dum. Chicka wow. Hey, I came here to deliver this meat pizza. Hey, I didn't order a pizza. Well, you can still have the meat.
That's that Spice TV. That's that Spice TV shit right there.
80s porn.
Young M.A. got Nabi thinking he's
90s cable porn.
80s porn.
90s HBO porn.
Hey, I got this all meat lovers pizza for you. Well, I didn't order a pizza, but while you're here, I mean that's a boom boom chicka boom.
We're not doing auditions for screenplays.
He puts the pizza down. He got the show.
That's HBO porn right there. That dry humping porn.
Confidentials.
I've never seen porn. It's beneath me.
You've never seen the pizza delivery? That's happened a few times.
He said he never seen porn, period.
Oh.
I believe him. I don't know why, but I do.
Filthy and gross.
I don't know what to say about all that.
He went to Mad Church, too, back in the day.
I'm not for it against it. I'm not going to promote porn. I'm not going to speak against it. I'm just saying that it exists, and I'm not.
Let me see a porn woman.
Religious fuckery right now.
Yeah.
He got baptized. And he eat the little chip. He ain't watch no smut.
He's like,
it was a cracker to be exact.
The Lord don't like that.
No pun intended.
The Lord don't like ugly.
He ate a cracker.
I mean, there's no biblical stance on pornography. The biblical stance on cheating, on coveting thy neighbor's wife. There's none on pornography.
My kid's cousin, my baby's mom's cousin, I should say, they're Jehovah's Witness. Their family's Jehovah's Witness. She married a younger dude, and he got kicked out of the church because she told the people at the temple, the Kingdom Hall, whatever it's called, that he was watching porn. So they banished him from the church. Get out of here.
Was he watching like child porn or like regular porn? Because if you're watching child porn, you should be kicked out of whatever.
No, it's against the church, nigga.
So
no, I'm saying, but the dude, like she. Why would she?
He was a smut. I seen him.
She into a religion, Pastor. My husband.
Some people it's an addiction like drugs though. What's that? Some people it's an addiction though. It's an addiction like drugs. What's that religious? What's that dude's name?
Talk about you.
So what? He can watch smut just like niggas watch Howard the Duck. You know what I'm saying? He can watch some smut too.
Lord.
Howard the Duck's a great movie. He made an appearance recently. What's that dude's name? Kirk Franklin, the singer.
Franklin, yeah.
He was addicted to porn.
Porn addiction.
Yeah. Niggas got their vices. You know what I'm saying? You can be in the church and have your vices. That's why you're in church, right?
Is porn really an addiction? I mean, what is an addiction? I mean, if you just like.
I mean, if you can't stop watching it, I guess.
Why should you stop watching it?
They say that porn gives them. They say the scientific studies on it saying that like it gives it like unrealistic expectations.
Addiction is gambling. Addiction is prostitution.
It depends.
Yeah, they were saying like it like desensitize. It could desensitize people like wanting more and more extreme things. Like
bullshit. It might give some niggas ideas. Niggas might watch it together with their wife. Like, you know what? Let's try that.
What about people that use porn not to cheat? What about guys that have a wife that might not be as sexual and watch porn and
some niggas might watch porn with their wife and just enjoy it together.
Yeah,
let's do that.
I wouldn't watch porn if I wasn't with a girl, my girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? It's not. So.
You wouldn't watch porn. You wouldn't.
He said he never watched it before. He's a good Christian man.
It was an obvious.
It wasn't two truths and a lie. It was a bullshit.
I was trying him down.
Watching porn by yourself is like watching food commercials when you're mad hungry. Just all food commercials over and over again.
That is true though.
That's a good comparison.
Yeah, that is true though. He's got a
fast forward. That's a good part right there.
Bring that back.
There's no food in the house. You just watching food. You can't leave the house.
Did you hear that?
You got your family gourmet. You hungry as shit. Oh, you got ramen noodles.
That's why I don't like. That's why I never got into strip clubs like that. That's why I never go to the strip clubs like that. It's like you get all riled up, spend all your money, and they pretend to like you. It's like
you leaving the same nutted as you been in there. You see
empty-handed and full
I'm not saying
empty-handed and full nutted.
Less money.
You're this guy.
Hey, it's the truth, right? He said, I was up in there and I don't see the point of it because you ain't got enough money to take them home. If you did, you would enjoy the
listen. I don't want strip clubs in America are nothing compared to the ones that I've seen in the country.
I ain't gonna lie. I went to the strip club once for weed. That was in Atlanta. That was at Magic City because they get weed and the bathroom attendant sold Dutchess. I went 2 days in a row. The second day, Tuesday. I was selling catches last night. The stripper said to me, "What did you hear last night?" And the night before was Magic Monday. So they do like freestyle, they be rapping on stage. Or niggas. She said, "What did you hear yesterday?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Why you hear so much?" I said, "Listen, I'm here for work, for training. I'm here for a week, and plus the only place I know I get some weed. So you never get a dub at. I get a blunt from the motherfucker bathroom attendant. We can smoke right here." So I know we can get a dub. She bought a blunt, a butt ass nigga. We smoked. We passed the blunt, and she popped it on me, and we chilled.
That doesn't sound like a bad story. That sounds like a bad end of the story.
It's not so bad. It's not.
The first time I went to a strip club, I almost got kicked out.
Free lappy?
It wasn't lappy. You just pop the door when you smoke. You ain't going in the back. You know what I'm saying? I never been that kind of guy.
Okay.
No sex in the champagne room. I almost got kicked out the first time I went to a strip club.
Why am I gonna pay to get dry humped?
So you dry buffed it?
He dry buffed it.
No, we smoked. She ran their thing. You know what I'm saying? It was teamwork.
They work together.
And the wise words,
they were working together.
And the wise words of Shock D, a fair exchange ain't a robbery. Because if you kiss me and I kiss you back.
So what I was saying is the first time I went to a strip club was my 21st birthday. I almost got kicked out because I put the dollar too low. I didn't know. They said put the dollar.
The dollar too low.
They said put the dollar. I put the dollar. Where am I supposed to? Put it.
What you put it on stage?
No, put it into a G-string. I put it too low. Like I thought. Yeah, what the hell? I didn't know. They said put it. Like, what
strip club was you at?
I don't even remember, yo.
He was at somebody was sitting there.
Probably cheated. I don't even remember, yo.
With the bill, she turned around with that mean girl shit, just like, bah, and kept it moving.
One day, I was like 21. I think Ant was 17. Dude, 17. And my brother took us to one of them underground New York strip clubs and shit, man.
That's where shit gets real.
That shit is out of
They're drinking nutcrackers.
I was wrecked.
Yeah, he was wrecked. He was like, he wasn't even supposed to be there.
I was on the drink.
He was doing all type of shit.
I was working at Brooklyn Brewery at the time. I was on the drink, working the brewery.
It was like $40 to get up in there.
Was it worth it? Was it worth $40?
I mean, shit, anything goes up in there.
Oh, it's popping in there.
Bar, I mean, but niggas got guns in it. I mean, it's dangerous at a place too.
That's the real shit, though. That's the real.
I was like mad ass. How much you can't.
That's like being at a real go-go in DC. It'd be like that after hours.
You say you can't smoke that ass at the house,
in the DMV, that's how it gets. That's what after hours.
That was going hard. 18, 19. How much you got to smoke that ass at the house up here?
That's a typical night in Brooklyn, though. You know what I'm saying? That's a typical night in Flatbush.
Well, speaking about Brooklyn,
peace to Brooklyn, yo.
Let's get to another video so we get my man Gary from the Brooklyn up in here.
Blip. Where at Brooklyn?
Bed-Stuy,
do or die, you know what I'm saying?
Son.
Piece of Juve, you know what I'm saying?
With my 1-9 blow, get your head split. Talking all that rhetoric you been seeing. Paramedics and said it, you headed for that head bit. Making you hope that it's over while you close to a cobra. When the venom's like a dose of Ebola. Got that fatal exposure like radiated Chernobyl. Razor blade in your vocals, I lacerate when I'm postal. Never lose your heart, even if you're bloody in a pool of sharks. Even if you're tied to a Lamborghini, you're pulled apart. Better prove your talk, fucking with the lead killer. Blowing my trees, make it easier to breathe, killer.
Easy, killer. You fucking with the league, nigga. You like me. Bleed, but shit, Godzilla. I'm down there like Nokia. You looking like Tokyo. I stomp through your hood. Even if I'm taking out, would I do it all over again if given? So more hood. In the booth, I'm more nicer than rednecks in the woods. Nicer than urban young niggas with the gun, nigga. Nice as my young bitch tongue on the gun, nigga. I do this for fun, nigga. I'd rather bust around than bust my gun, nigga. Real shit, I got 3 sons, nigga. That's 4 times the beef through the mad 50th Street, nigga. Come on, man. How could you not fuck with me when all you getting in return is love from me?
If you love us, let the money drop. We doing numbers for the brothers on the corners of the gully block. For the mothers and the daughters who be mourning for the son they shot. And all them kids doing funny hops. If you love us, let the money drop. We doing numbers for the brothers on the corners of the gully block. For the mothers and the daughters who be mourning for the son they shot. And all them kids doing funny hops.
Who no, you're not impressing me still. My niggas next to me will get ill. I've been nice in Centerville, word. Shout out to Bill. All my other cousins they will kill. My mom blood on that. Got the swing any blood on tracks. Brownsville in the bill fall back. It's real. I rep a Jersey at the soul nervous with a murderous skill. Pittsburgh down P where the curtains are still. Got an appetite to kill, I'm on the hunt for a meal. Catch 'em lying about the dirt, let 'em die in they filth. Bring a couple goonies with me, homecoming to build. They outside in the wheel just chillin'. Slip up if you want to. Road dogs are hunting for dog food. If I wanted to, I give it to all of you. The music is awful, half crazy, no seconds to burn. I'm in the race against time so I can finally purge. What you thought was gonna happen when I'm penning the verse? You got a problem, put the hazards on the hit to the verse, and then
Cógelo con teque easy. Cuando los molos can make you bleed. The break on Julio, don't get it Stevie. I'm in the studio quarantine in the booth with a flow like straight polio with no way to see me. No way to see me. I have an alibi. You in the Cashman camera when the hands fly. I tell the truth even when I lie. It's the point of me putting my hands in the Bible. I don't believe in God. It's me against the world. How I'm gonna beat the odds. Think something out of this world. Somewhere between stars. I need a spaceship. Got a star Galactica. The box that's matched for each one of my passengers. Each one of you have to get adjusted to the atmosphere. Pressure at the air, the beast that we mastered. 30 know the league, we ahead of our time. No need to worry, I fix the flush capacitor.
If you love us, let the money drop. We doing numbers for the brothers on the corners of the gully block. For the mothers and the daughters who be mourning for the son they shot. And all them kids doing funny hops. If you love us, let the money drop. We doing numbers for the brothers on the corners of the gully block. For the mothers and the daughters who be mourning for the son they shot. And all them kids doing funny hops.
Welcome back to the Chop Shop Radio.
Speaking about Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying? I like to introduce, like I made my own introduction for him, yo.
Vicky.
He's the OG Gary the Tiger. Thanks, Lord.
Peace.
What's good, yo?
Yo, turn my mic up, man.
Yeah. We got a legend in the building. We got a legend in the building.
Man, I'm soft spoken, man.
On the flyer.
Okay. Talk to me, man.
I know he was gonna say something about that. Wait. When I seen that flyer, I was like, oh.
So what the flyer? How'd you rate the flyer? How'd you rate it?
How did I write it? He could say how he wanted it. What you want me to put there to resemble you?
I mean, there's a little mixture of everything, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, poetic, energetic. You know what I'm saying? Free spirit, you know what I'm saying, and most of all, you know what I'm saying, I'm God body, so absolutely.
He think like Malcolm.
From Medina, then.
Yeah, I'm from Bed-Stuy.
From Medina. Okay.
Yeah, we say Medina. You know what I'm saying, because we call that's the crown of the jewel in Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying, the whole Brooklyn. Big up to Brooklyn, man. Big up, you know what I'm saying. Shout out to Brooklyn. Shout out to Pawtucket, man. Pawtucket. Let me just talk about Pawtucket real quickly. That. I came out here like when I was about 17, 18, traveled first, you know what I'm saying, came out to visit about 15 years old, 16, moved out here by 17, 18. But, one thing about Pawtucket was that it was a lot of gangsters, man, like on the low, man, for real.
People getting money, yeah.
Yeah, they was getting money, man, you know what I'm saying?
Not so much like gangster in the sense of loud, but like
making moves. I've never seen so many official cats, and I'm not saying in Rhode Island, because Rhode Island got a lot of official cats, I want to say that.
They were moving under the radar.
Yeah, man, they taught, you know what I'm saying?
Those cats out there buying houses now, instead of opening up shop on
blocks, man, and to be honest with you, I've never seen nothing like that, you know what I'm saying, since it was in New York, but I'm humbled to be from Pawtucket too, you know what I'm saying? So I always carry that P on my back. And to tell you the truth, man, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing like New York, man. You know what I'm saying?
But that's your birthplace. That's your root.
Yeah, that's my,
Well, let's go back to the birthplace. Let's go back. So you used to be b-boying and all that?
Man, b-boy, absolutely, man.
So you told me you fuck with Chiba.
Yeah, Chiba, a lot of breakdancing started like in the 70s, man, and we was out doing our thing in the 70s.
Did you have a name at that point when you was breaking?
Yeah, they call me Mr. Bones or Mr. Will. You know what I'm saying? So I had a little bit of both because we started out years ago, like in the 70s, like I said, and we would battle everybody. You know what I'm saying? So all those guys y'all see now, we was doing it with them. You know what I'm saying? Like all the commercials.
You know what I'm saying? Me and my brother auditioned for Billy Joe, Uptown Girl. We had that. Michael Jackson wanted to, you know what I'm saying, to fuck with us. So a lot of people, you know, coming again. Pawtucket was really humble, and we came from New York, and we had a lot of talent. And most people don't know all the talents that especially being black in America. You know what I'm saying? You come from New York. You got so many different elements that you know what I'm saying, that comes with you, from art to fighting to craft, anything. You know what I'm saying?
Especially in that era.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you know, it's good to be humble. You know what I'm saying? I hear the young rappers and they want to do their thing. They hungry, but they lost their grip. You know what I'm saying? You got to be really hungry for this, man. You know what I'm saying? You got. You know what I'm saying?
That's part of it.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Yeah. So right, because you know what I'm saying. What makes you great is that you know you want to be humble. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, they lost their grip for being humble. You got to be humble.
And that comes back.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's kind of shit. The energy they put in the universe comes back to you. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you know the thing that you were saying too, like a lot of people that, cause like me and my brother Cash, you know what I'm saying? We was in New York and Brooklyn and Detroit before we moved to Rhode Island. You know what I'm saying? So then like a lot of people that come from out of state, like kind of like overestimate or underestimate what's in Rhode Island, you know what I'm saying? And the kind of knowledge you can get outside of, you know what I'm saying, the boroughs and shit like that. You know
Right.
There's a lot to the Rhode Island.
You see, right. And that's peace, because I'm going to tell you a real trick question, because Rhode Island, you got a lot of gangsters out here too. You know what I'm saying? Like Rhode Island, period. You know what I'm saying? And
I can agree with that.
Yeah, and it ain't about making noise, man. It never was about making noise. Who's the toughest and the roughest? Moves. It's about making moves, man, and making bread, man.
Anybody can make noise.
Yeah.
A worker can make noise, but a boss makes moves.
I always respect that working man. That working man gets up in the morning. See, I was a working man. I get up in the morning, the crack of dawn. Even when I fell, I still had that job and always had these trades with me. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew that in the back of my mind, I'm going to make it anyway. You know what I'm saying? And always getting bread, always getting money. So,
in the process.
Yeah. You know, it's always good to be humble, man. I hear these cats, and there's nothing wrong with the mumble rap today. And I applaud anybody that get up on the mic and want to really spit some lyrics. That's fine and dandy, but you gotta have your own. You gotta be original. You gotta know about the beats. You gotta know about the soul. So you gotta have soul. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because soul is a rhythm that comes, you know what I'm saying, from back in the day.
And that's
absolutely.
But that's having the thing is with cats is that they do all this experimentation, which is cool. But without a spiritual base, you can drift.
And not even putting a talent behind the craft.
I agree.
Having the soul, having that base.
No doubt.
That would like putting the talent behind the craft, not just mimicking some shit, but putting your own twist.
Reflection of self.
Not worrying about following a trend or setting a trend, but just being oneself.
You know what I'm saying? Helping that trend evolve.
Respect
adding your own talent to that shit. You know what I mean?
And I respect y'all because y'all younger generation. And
don't get it twisted. He's not that young.
No, it don't matter.
But he look young. We all young.
That's
he's
good.
He's the old head of the group.
Absolutely. He got that fly, that flow job.
Just some Viagra and a walk.
You know what I'm saying? We got the beard gang. You know what I'm saying? The big black beard gang in the building, baby.
So you had the b-boy elements.
Yeah.
Okay, so you seem like a really knowledgeable, intense person. That as far as like the energy that you give off, like there was a lot of other things going on. So you got the b-boy in. So what else was going on?
Well,
in that of like.
What was the name of the b-boy group?
Well, we had so many different ones because growing up in New York, you know, one week you was rock steady. One week you was bring the noise. 1 week he was Soul Sonic Force.
That's changing names or changing squads?
Changing squads, man.
So it wasn't a big thing back then.
No, it wasn't. See,
so it wasn't like, oh, you're a traitor because you went.
Right. Well, that was big too. Yeah, you're right. It was big. It was about the clique and where you was from. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So in 1981, 82, you know what I'm saying? We was already breakdancing. We was at jam. We call them jams. We was at jams until the next morning, and we would climb up the poles and put the amps inside and turn the lights on, even through our house.
Feed the wire, right?
Absolutely.
Would cats fist fight over losses, or in general just
what?
take it?
It was none of that, man. We shake and give him a pound, and we gone, man.
Love.
You know what I'm saying? So we give him a pound.
Different.
So when you watch like the Get Down, what is that? How's that? What's that?
I started crying when I seen it.
It's right there. That's your backyard.
It's right there, man.
You felt the connection with it, right? Some people try to diss it, but there was a lot of OGs
because they wasn't there.
It told the truth. It told enough truth.
Absolutely.
It told enough truth to teach, but not enough truth to give away all the secrets.
I'm like the generation after. I'm like the late '80s. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We the aftermath. We the aftermath. Like the crack era, the hardcore crack era '80s, New York. You know what I'm saying? So seeing that shit, like you see somebody walk out of Marcy in the middle of July with a fur coat on, skinny in the motherfucker. That
you see, right, and it goes back to, I went to prison too, so I went to that pipeline. I was there in the '80s. I was a part of that mess. You know what I'm saying? So all of that when Clinton put us away, you know what I'm saying? He buried half of my family in the penal system. So I knew that we had to get our shit together.
Rockefeller laws came
right.
too.
Those laws are very powerful.
Rockefeller laws locked a lot of
changed
the community.
Right. And through the madness, you know what I'm saying, we was out there tearing rock. We was tearing it up, man. Right. Because we knew that
nobody could stop you.
Right, because they knew that shit was coming. We knew it was coming. Right. So I knew we had to deal with a racist society as well. So it's so many elements, man, that we had against us growing up in the '80s. So when we look at music now and we go, wow, that's good music. You know what I'm saying? We could tell artists, like, you know what I'm saying? I told my man, geez, I heard the sound. His sound's fucking bananas. I never heard no shit like that. The kid is crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking to myself, he should be on it. You know what I'm saying? He should be on
all the people you done met and all that, you say that to me and shit. Like,
right. No, I'm being real with you because
he has the voice and everything.
Absolutely, I hear music and I love artists out here. They fly in Boston, New York, and they got a lot of stamina. But you gotta have originality. If you don't got originality, you can't. Look. You got fried chicken. You know what I'm saying? When Kentucky Fried Chicken came out, they murdered him. You know what I'm saying? We knew it was a black guy that made that chicken, but that's besides the point. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It was so good. It was like, wow, this is real good.
The Colonel took it, and they took it from the Colonel.
Absolutely.
They got raw double.
You know what I'm saying? So my thing is this, that, in this music business, that you have to be humble, and you got to be about your business. That's applied to life. That's life, period. You know what I'm saying? And always work on yourself to be better. You could always be better.
You have the way you talk. It has the resonance of the school of the Nation of Gods and Earth. What was the influence of you growing up in Brooklyn and being involved in basically like the beginning of hip hop? Like you were in the beginning phases of it when
birth.
You was
the
really
birth.
You was in ground zero, knee deep. When it was jumping off, what was the I mean, those of us that are in the knowledge know that, like, Word is Born and a lot of things that we do and stuff like that come from those of us that are in the know that those come from the Nation of Gods and Earth. But at the time of you being a youth, what was the influence that the nation had on the hip hop as it was like a new thing?
Well,
you know what I'm saying? When it was an infant station, right? What was the involvement of that? Because we got Brand Nubian, we got you know what I'm saying? We got Rakim, all the way up to all the way up to Wu-Tang.
Right, and I think again that
that's what's happening. He's excited.
That we got to realize that when we had that, we always was like, yo, we got to make something happen because we knew we was at that height at the time of hip hop. Period. Mm-hmm. We seen
the pinnacle, right?
Right. So we seen Fat Joe and them guys came out, but we was already there. You understand? We was already there. We was with Bambaataa. You know what I'm saying? We was with Kool Herc. You know what I'm saying? We was with the Treacherous Three. So, Grandmaster Cash, and we was with Melly. We went on tour with Melly Mel. The thing is this: that when you talk about hip hop, we are hip hop. You know what I'm saying? We have so many different elements of who we are as men and what we've been through. You know what I'm saying? So everybody's struggle is different, but you got to know in the back of your mind where you come from. Know your roots and be honest. Always tell your story. Don't let nobody chop your story up. Mm-hmm. A cat might know you, but he ain't been in the same shoes as you. You know what I'm saying? Like he ain't been in the same struggle as you. Right. He might, I grew up with him and all of that. Yeah, that's fine. That's cool. But you don't know my heart, how it pumps. Word up. You know what I'm saying? You don't know my pain.
Their own book.
Absolutely, because this is my story, son. And nobody gonna change my story for no. Listen, there's a million MCs. There's 10 million producers. But it's how you deliver your punch, man. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's how you deliver. And always don't let nobody tell you
how you deliver your punch. So how you went from a b-boy to a boxer?
Well,
that's how you deliver the punch.
It almost seems like a natural progression, though.
Yeah.
I want to say this.
It's part of the time.
I look at you guys, everybody in this building. You guys are like the X-Men to me. You know what I'm saying? Like you,
I know what you're saying.
Right, because you got so many elements which you have no idea what you got to give. See, I'm 50-something years old. You know what I'm saying? So I know, you know what I'm saying, like what you got coming. You know what I'm saying? So be humble and watch the greatness come out of you, man. Guaranteed. So back to the boxing thing. You know, I got 6 brothers, man. I had 6 brothers, and I lost one. But I'm gonna tell you,
rest in peace.
Yeah. Big up to Sad Boogie, man.
Big up.
Yeah, man. Big up, man, to my little brother. I miss my brother. But my thing is this: growing up with 6 brothers in Brooklyn, and it wasn't fun. You know what I'm saying? Your knuckle game got to match the way you talk. You understand?
You on the younger side or the older side?
I'm in the like in between.
Oh, so you got the big brothers.
I got 2 older big brothers, man, and they gave out them ham sandwiches, and we don't even eat pork. You dig what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So that was raw.
Giving it, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They was giving it to us. And when moms wasn't around, oh
That's
Lord.
ground, though.
Absolutely.
Gladiator school.
Exactly. So when we left home, you had to be sharp. Right. You know what I'm saying? With your hands. So when I grew up, I was always humble. You know what I'm saying? I was a little kid. So people would test me. They still test the kid a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But they kind of, it's a natural thing. If I don't know you, you know what I'm saying? You come into the new neighborhood. You know how it is, black, white. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So your knuckle game got to be really, oh my gosh, it got to be on some Mayweather shit because
it was like that because I remember back in the day in Brooklyn, like they had something in our building called corners. Like you come up the stairs,
they started with the bow.
And you know when you got older and they saw you fighting, and then all right, we got you.
Right.
And that's the thing about Borough Boys. They was master shit talkers. So you
Right.
can't be master. You
can't be a shit talker and not master. You
can't have the dozens without having the hands.
Listen, man. Listen. Much respect to the Brooklyn Knights. They taught us everything, man. You know what I'm saying? So
you did the boxing like you did it like not just like street boxing. You actually did it in the ring.
I took it. I made the Olympic team. I made the nationals. Right at like I made it by probably like 17, 18 years old.
Wow.
And it became to be so easy to fight. And I mean this humbly again, and I say this with no lies. Yeah. So I would beat cats up naturally. Like I would spark them. Like not even like, you know what I'm saying. So, but I trained for many years to really to get my endurance up. You know what I'm saying? Because again, when you that size, you know they always want to test you. You know, I think I know him. He's from around the way. He's from. I heard so many stuff. He's from Pawtucket and all this. Listen, man.
Here, let me try to test.
Don't judge me.
Yeah. So you know, growing up like that, growing up like that, I heard it all. You know what I'm saying? And let me just say this again, thing too, that you know, the only problem I had out here was that they would always say he's from Pawtucket or someone's from Pawtucket, like if Pawtucket was like it was like some niggas is soft or something. And I'm like, listen, man, we give you the business. Like, are you crazy? We ain't gonna tell you. We gonna give you. You ain't gonna see it coming, slick. You know what I'm saying? So these guys, they always would talk that macho, and we'd be like, yo, tone it down, B. Like, come on, man, get money. You got money, get money, and you got all these beautiful women out here. Stop playing and get money. You either gonna be one of the two. You know what I'm saying? So I knew I ain't trying to mess my knuckles up on these dudes. You know what I'm saying? Because they know that I'll dust them off. I was getting money.
I
was getting money. Absolutely.
That ain't illegally doing. You can't get arrested.
Right. So in boxing, you know, growing up in New York, you always had you know, your lip game got to be match your hands, like I said.
Yeah.
So it was really tight back then. You know what I'm saying? So I seen Pernell Whitaker, Roger Mayweather. You know, we seen all them dudes. You know what I'm saying? I brought down my man Mark Breeden from my neighborhood in Brooklyn. Mark came down a few times from out here, and you know, we would always be humble, man. You know what I'm saying? Even when we got into clubs, but when we went to nightclubs out here, they would see us and they'd be like, yo, look at them dudes, man. They thought we were African and shit. You know what I'm saying? And we'd be like,
didn't know you.
Absolutely. So, but my thing was that we would shut nightclubs down. Just like 3 of us, maybe 4. And you know what I'm saying? Me and my man, you know what I'm saying? Tough dude, one of the toughest dudes I've ever met from Pawtucket, man. His name is Albert Robinson. What a good brother. Hands were steel, like iron. Like the kid was nasty. I never. Yeah, he was nasty. Easy knockout champ. He knocked cats out, regular cats.
One and done.
One hit, bang, bang, man. They won't even want. They don't want no more. See what I'm saying? So we came from the heart of the lion. We already had that and installed in us coming from New York.
And you had that also, the older brothers and the structure of it all.
So again, right, and that's was one of the things that we talked about was being humble, not bragging. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I see a lot of cats, you know what I'm saying, it's good to brag if you getting money. If you ain't getting money, don't say you about that life. Don't say you about that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'd rather see a person that work hard to say I'm going to get there, and when you get there, then you flex on them, and then you stun on all them niggas that, you know what I'm saying, that try to play you, and that's the name of the game. That's how it goes.
And also, dudes bragging make it so that lessons get lost too, because
no doubt
when you see dudes bragging all the time, it's like when you're an accomplished OG and you've done a lot of stuff. Like sometimes you don't want to say what you've done because you don't want to sound like them bragging dudes. But the bad thing about that is if you don't, there's a difference between bragging and setting the record straight.
Right.
And if the OGs don't set the record straight, you feel like, oh, I must sound like I'm bragging if I tell this. It's just the truth.
Yeah.
Then the younger generation is missing those jewels. You get what I'm saying?
You hit it right on the nail, man. And like I said, I appreciate you young brothers because even the honor me, consider me here. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I mean, we have so much to talk about. You know what I'm saying? I feel good today. I'm wearing my $500 Bally's on, man.
There's a lot of stuff to talk about. He's going in.
So, you know what I'm saying? I bring out some Brooklyn shit on them. You know what I'm saying? I said, yo, I'm gonna wear my Bally's. Them shits is some bread, man.
Word up.
You know what I'm saying?
It'd be like Papa Wu pulling out his thousands of British Walkers out of his closet like this. Yo, I got this flavor. I got this color. I got this color.
It's good that you wore the good stuff because our personal photographer James just walked in the building.
What's the Brooklyn?
Yeah, man.
I want to ask you,
we got the Alki God in the building.
Man,
I got this chain in Jamaica, Queens, man, and my cousin, my family's from Jamaica, Queens, and from Queens. So you know, my family's from out there, and he, you know, I think I had
you
this.
bust out that chain. That's when you know shit's
I had
real.
this shit. This shit's like 15 years old. So I had it since my daughter was born. You know what I'm saying? So I got it out in Queens. My cousin gave it to me.
Slick.
Yeah, no doubt.
So there was the boxing. There was the boxing and
the b-boying.
So the b-boying. So what was there was a reference in it. It said that you think like Marcus Garvey. What about? Let's talk about that influence and what does that even mean?
Well, you know, that goes back to when we talked about the minority group of us as people, right? So our elements is totally different from a European concept, totally different. And what I mean by that is it's educational, right? It's something that we learn the tools, right, of life, and how could we be better as people. So when I meant by, you know, think like Martin, you know what I'm saying, and act like Marcus Garvey. On a political standpoint, we all share that, right? Not because of our color, but just in our environment. You have to. It's like you watch somebody get shot, you watch somebody get murdered, you watch black on black, Spanish on Spanish, Chinese on Chinese, whatever you are. And you learn that, right? Because the environment taught you these things. You know what I'm saying? Again, it goes back to our environment. It taught us the product of installment, right? Because we install shit, mad shit we see, even the TV shit is foul. All the shit we know, all the stuff we see, we definitely got to understand what we up against, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm already mangled with all the celebrities and stars. I talk about education, even when I'm talking about, you know, about education. If I'm doing a segment on plugs about, you know, minorities, you know what I'm saying, from jobs, economic development, you know, the pipeline, the prison, all of that shit, man.
And Marcus Garvey, the founder of the Negro Improvement Association, right?
Right, and he
was all about self
improvement. Everything plays right, because if we don't think that way, you're never gonna succeed.
He was the first black man that really got people together and was really trying to move people over to Liberia, but the government blocked him.
Right.
But that goes down to the Black Wall Street thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so many things of that nature where
Black Wall Street.
So many black people has gotten those things started, and because of powers outside themselves, that shit crumbled. You know
right.
Well, the people always look at black people have been the recipients of the fuck them and then I want to be them or do what they're doing phase constantly.
Even before that, it's
always been like that.
Take what they created and then fuck them. And then bring it back to that.
But it's always like I don't like it first. Like if it comes from like all the way to jazz, whether we're talking about jazz, whether we're talking about the numbers in Harlem, whether we're talking about hip hop, right?
Right.
It's always
wait, hold on. You said we're natural haters?
No. I'm just saying that black people have been on the recipient end of people coming into not just white people but people in general, the powers that be, looking at something they're doing and looking down on it and then trying to benefit from it. Like when hip hop really started to get crazy, they try to shut down Two Live Crew, Public Enemy, then they co-opt it.
We make style, dog.
Right,
we make style. We are the most copied race.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
People on this
planet.
Just said, right? Motherfuckers hated hip hop, but now we got hip hop. Hip hop. You know what hip hop is?
Hip hop is there's a whole genre of
country
white dudes
rap motherfuckers
that
like grills. You think on 4 wheels and bars.
Well, here's the deal. You know, it goes back again. We talked about education, right, and who we are as people. And you know, not to sound cynical about it, but you have to be educated to be any type of artist. You have to educate your mind first.
Completely.
So I don't know if it's from college or get it from the street. Either
hard knocks, right?
Exactly. Either or. You're gonna be up against some shit that you don't even want to endure, straight up and down. Because you know what I'm saying. Sometimes we're in positions that we don't even want to be there, but we have to be there.
But see, that's a real major problem within the hip hop community this day and age. Understand that, like, I mean, we've interviewed kids here, up and coming artists here, and they have no educational background. I believe, like, these kids don't even know anything about Ella Fitzgerald. Lena Horne.
That's the OG's fault for not teaching them, though.
It's their fault.
It's their fault for not researching it. Also,
I think both of you are right.
Kids, hold on, these kids have access to the internet, like no other.
Got you.
But it's like saturated. They don't even know where to look. They need direction.
I understand. It's
all in the
it's a
mind
protocol.
Though.
It's
a protocol. If you have that word in your palm of your hand, you can select where you can go. But it's about absorbing that shit. Like, say for instance, you're not even around people that talk about Ella Fitzgerald. Right. How you gonna Google Ella Fitzgerald?
You're not just gonna find her on accident.
I'm gonna give you a prime. I'm gonna give you a prime example. I heard these young artists, these local artists. They had a song and they used like a hook, kick like glow like the dragon, kick like Bruce Leroy. Something.
Oh yeah.
And I said, "Oh shoot, where you get that? You got that from The Last Dragon, right?" They like, "What's The Last Dragon?"
They don't know what it is.
What is that? I'm like, you really, so you're spitting lyrics and don't even know where your basis is from your lyrics.
Right.
Like that's atrocious to me. Like why you not taking the initiative and learn what you really saying? Because you could be saying the wrong thing to the wrong people.
But you know what? Like you're saying, fam, I think like a lot of youth take advantage of the technology information at their end because you gotta think about what we had to go through. We respected that much more because we went through mad shit. We had payphones and shit. We had busy lines. We had busy lines.
We had to read and write notes to our girlfriends. Do you like me? Yes or no?
If niggas ain't had to wait calls, if they had to wait calls, you know what I'm saying?
You know what these kids is doing in class right now? Do you like me?
Nigga, even before that, like think about pages. You had to page a nigga hoping he was on the phone at some point in time for him to call you while he was at this spot. Like they don't understand that, so it's kind of like overlooked to have the world in your palm of your hand. We understand that because we had mad arguments in the 90s that couldn't be fucking handled because we ain't have shit like Google.
Someone to research it and shit.
I can watch right now some shit and did an argument right now.
It's right here. Look.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. You got to remember too. It ain't even the time. It's about you know what I'm saying how you was raised. You know what I'm saying. So sometimes that you know when you think your mom's and pops was a little hard on you, it was for this reason. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
The reason for life. So, you know, my mom's was ahead of the game, like, tremendously. My mom's was the greatest. And one thing about that was that, you know, again, you know, 6 brothers and three sisters.
3 sisters.
Right. So, you know, we got to protect them. You know what I'm saying? We got to walk a straight line. Right. We got to make sure that visual was outside.
An example
and
be the protector.
Right. So we got
to go back being a village.
Right. So see,
I agree with that.
Yeah, we got to go back to the village, but now the village has become what?
It's evolved to some whole other shit.
It's on some bullshit.
It's been burnt down and reconstructed into some fuckery.
Right. It's a lot of fuckery. A lot of fuckery. Yes. And you got these dudes, you know what I'm saying? They preying on a lot of women. You know what I'm saying? You got women out here trying to be men, hard body, nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? But you got to remember, baby, you got to understand I got the D, you got the P. You know what I'm saying? So that's where it starts at. You know what I'm saying? So you got to know that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong. It ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? He got a little sugar in the tank. Cool. You know what I'm saying? She got a little sugar.
50
right. So I'm not going to knock what I'm saying, but you got to know your lane, though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's
straight up.
With this
and when you
too.
right, and when you fucking with real niggas, that's what's going to happen. You're going to get checked.
So
you know what I'm saying?
also on the flyer it said Black Lives Matter. So what?
That's geez, those them up. Nah. So let me just tell you a little bit about me. As you know who I am. I'm one of the revolutions that really not started out here, but was one of the voices for Black Lives Matter. Mm-hmm. Even before, you know what I'm saying? So now before Black Lives Matter, we was already pushing talk about education and police brutality. You know what I'm saying? For a long time. So I am, you know what I'm saying, probably one of the stair leaders of that and the spokespersons of Black Lives Matter in Rhode Island. And the 95 situation, you know what I'm saying, and all of that. We was a part of that.
Oh, when people were out there?
Yeah, we was a part of that.
Stopping the highway.
Shutting down the highway. So, in fact, you know, we shut the highway down and it set a trend across the world.
Across the world, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It did.
So I was a huge part. I was
one. Yeah, because things like that people don't realize how something like that can start.
Right.
It's like community activist
so
shit.
I always, I'm one of the lead protesters, even out of state. I was one of the ones spokesperson for this challenging the system. You know what I'm saying? Talk about, you know what I'm saying, what's wrong with Rhode Island, what's wrong with Boston, what's wrong with New York, what's wrong with these little cities, and policing police officers. We police them. You know what I'm saying? So through my career, you know what I'm saying, I must have got like six or seven police officers fired. Mm-hmm. So my job was stern
for brutality and stuff like that.
Of course.
For whatever was the corruption.
Absolutely. All types
of happen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Let me ask you a question. What's your whole goal with Black Lives Matter?
My goal is this, man. You are black. Everybody in this room is Black Lives Matter. That's one. Right. So you have a group of it ain't a specific group or outliners that's really taking credit for that.
More
so
movement.
I also understand, you know, like you have a few groups that really saying, you know, oh brother Gary's not a part of Black Lives Matter. I heard that a few times. But I'm like, they ain't been with us in Harvard. They ain't been with us in New York.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? To the beginning, you know what I'm saying? 8-7 years ago, where was y'all? You feel me? Like when we was shutting shit down, where was you? You was on the couch chilling with your man. So they got a little group, you know what I'm saying? And they try to, you know what I'm saying, play that discriminatory. How could you say I'm not Black Lives Matter? I'm an African American man in America.
Right.
And my oppressor is oppressing me.
Okay.
And how could you do that and call me and say that I'm not a part of this? Are you out your mind?
And the worst thing about it is that it's like after hundreds of years what we've been through, why the fuck do we still have to say that? You don't see like even like Native Americans don't say Native American lives matter.
Right.
When they're the first, that's the original gentrification of the country. You know what I'm saying? They gentrified the whole country based off of that.
Right, but you got to understand too that you talk about education. So you could be a professor, profound speaker, educator, but that doesn't mean that you're an educator. Right, you're not well. Listen,
you could be somebody who a lot of people in the so-called education field and even people that excel in school are memorizers.
Right.
They memorize data. They regurgitate it without even processing.
Right. It's like a rapper that don't rap.
Yeah, exactly. Or a person that has a religion but don't even understand the religious text.
Absolutely.
Like there's people that claim to be a certain religion, whether it be Muslim or Catholic, that have never read the whole book.
They're not on their square. They're not doing their studies.
You got to be on the square.
They're not on their square. You got to be on the square. How you gonna know something but not know, but step up and not know shit?
Right.
Like seriously, like
it's about like he said though, having soul.
Right. So you know, and I hear these little groups and I hear these, and it's so sad because when I go to these things and I go to these meetings. And they don't like Brother G. They don't rock with me like that the way they supposed to.
Why do you
feel me? It could be intimidation factor. It could be a whole bunch of other elements. Because I already blew life into the game straight up. You know what I mean? So I get media coverage, all of that. I've done it. I sacrificed that. So I think that it's very intimidating to certain people, especially, you know what I'm saying, our own culture of people. A lot of us are blind.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So now you have a group of women, you know, a couple of them they got a little campaign against me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What's that campaign
about? And you talking about, and this is what I was saying earlier, was that, you know, you know, there's a thing called Rise Up or Rise.
Right.
Some shit.
Is it based in Brown?
It's a movement.
Yeah.
Is it based in Brown?
No, it's not at Brown. It's at Deer or one of those. Deer.
There was something similar to that. That was about the situation that was happening in Darfur.
Right. So you know, when you say about Black Lives Matter, that means everybody. That means whites, Latinos, Chinese. We talking for everybody. So they get the word twisted. So the white feminists, in a lot of feminist groups, what they do is they try to shun you out. You know what I'm saying? So they want to get that experience. They don't want a young black man, black and beautiful, telling the story.
Yeah, they might have.
That's my story.
I got it.
You know what I'm saying?
But it shouldn't be like that though.
No, it shouldn't be like that. But the reality,
and they do that.
It's the way of the world.
Right, and they do that.
But hold on, I'm gonna shut you off. You always talk about black and Latino. What are you? You're a black man, right?
I'm a black man. Absolutely.
All right. I'm proud black man, right?
Absolutely.
But you got Latin roots.
Absolutely. We got. Listen. The thing is this. I'm West Indian, Trinidadian, Jamaican. You know what I'm saying? And Panamanian. My thing is this: that I know my roots and who I am. You know what I'm saying? I leave that for the Father. You know what I'm saying? That's who I leave it for.
Right.
That color thing is nothing but a color. Right. You know what I'm saying? So when we going with the dust,
I just had to get your views.
What's that thing that Bob said?
No
doubt. You know what? We spoke on the street. We spoke. You know what it is.
Absolutely, Trinity, baby.
So
Jamaican.
I feel like. So let me say two things real quick.
Yeah.
With three things. It's an honor to have somebody with your wisdom and your knowledge.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Come onto our show and share it. Two, I feel like that you have such a commentary that we need to have another time when you come back and we have like a subject.
Absolutely.
We have a lot to say. And thirdly, we're gonna have to wrap it up soon because we have another guest, and I don't want to cut you off while you're in a deep point.
No doubt.
So before we wrap up, we could talk about the documentary. You know what I'm saying? Documentary.
Documentary.
I know. That's that
Biggie down.
Hey, listen, that's that book.
Get away with it. You so smooth.
I did say it so smooth though.
That was good. I like that.
You don't get documentary.
Like
as all the niggas, it's like
So we talk about the documentary, you know what I'm saying, and the clothing line before we wrap it up. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So we did a documentary. We did a movie. You know what I'm saying? And I heard Netflix is gonna pick it up. You know what I'm saying? I'm humbled to be up. It's about hip hop in Rhode Island. You know what I'm saying? We talked about that and we talked about you know how significant it is. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad. I was glad to be a part of it.
That documentary that the what do you call it? What was that crew? What's the name of that?
Yeah, they came over here. Anna.
Yeah, they came into that thing, and I think that they was like, oh, we went and supported and saw the film when they Sean did, and they were like, oh, you know, not everybody was in it. We're glad you came to support even though your part wasn't in it. And I was like, my part don't have to be in it. You could only fit so many things. I wasn't upset about that. I was glad they just told the story.
You know what? And me too. My thing is, I'm always humble. I really don't care no more about certain things.
Because you could talk about so many things. So that story for like 1 or 2 hours is not really everything that you're gonna.
I'm already made it in my head, in my heart, in my soul. I'm there. You know what I'm saying? I bang with the best of them. Exactly. I'm humble. You know what I'm saying? So. You know, sex, murder, and all of that. That's out of me, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like once that's out of you, you're gonna live
it's like a rebirth.
Absolutely, man.
So
you know what I'm saying?
So the rebirth got you know what I'm saying? The rebirth got all this clothing line shit going crazy. You want to talk about that? Yeah.
All right.
Because that is the sum of that is the sum of it all, from the b-boy to the boxer to the activist, and this has always been like that passion.
The boxer, the businessman,
right?
Yeah. So my line, we're the first African American polo line in the world. You know what I'm saying? So we talk about education. And here's a prime example of what I was talking about.
Oh, that's dope.
You know what I'm saying?
Is that the Buffalo Soldier on there?
Yeah, that's the Buffalo
Soldier. Rasta.
So we
in
about
all
to come
colors.
out. We're about to come out with some real fly shit that the world ain't seen yet. So I'm humble.
You see the front of the
Yeah, I'm humbled by the.
Be careful with the chicken grease, man. Be careful with the chicken grease.
I'm humbled by the experience and what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? So. Big up to Pawtucket, Providence.
The original man, know your history.
Yeah,
big up to Brooklyn.
Yeah, so
where it all started.
Yeah, so you know, like I said, you never know when your time is to pop because you be humble. You know what I'm saying? treat people how you want to be treated, man, and be humble about
it. The universe sees that.
So how can people catch up with this gear?
We're gonna be putting it online too. So a lot of my clothes that I did them all myself, and I never graduated high school. So you could do anything you want. You know what I'm saying? That long as you know what I'm saying, put your mind to it. Yeah. You know what I mean? So
the heart behind that hustle,
like that.
Hustle.
I like that right there.
It's the Olympics. The Olympics with the handcuffs.
That's just clean.
Right?
Get in the T. Get in the T.
Can y'all see? Hold on, let me make sure they can see that.
Yo, hold on.
Yeah,
yo, the T family.
That's that Olympic.
Yo, I need that in the T, nigga.
That's not a T?
Nah, that's a tank. That's a tank.
There's a tank.
It's a tank.
I
think that's a female joint.
I'll take that little man than me.
I'll take a T.
Yo,
do me a T.
You hold it up there so the camera.
You got my business.
We need to talk, my ninja.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. This man's vision through it all, man. It's crazy.
Oh, Muhammad.
I take that too.
Oh yeah.
I take one of each.
Take
one of each.
We're gonna be banging on a lot
Hey,
of
we would have
cats.
been. That's that summer shit right there.
We're gonna bang on a lot of cats.
Hey, real talk. We would have been fighting for them T's if they was T's. Though. Real talk. We would have been.
Knife fight that.
I would have to punk somebody for one of them T's.
Beat it style. Tied up knife fight.
You know what I'm saying?
I want one of each in every color. Bam.
That's that summer movement right there, man.
You take checks too, Rob? Absolutely. I got the swiper. I got the swiper
right there, yo. I need that for something, man.
I got the swiper.
Like that. AG.
Yo, he has some
he's pulling out gems from the bag that you don't even know. Look, he didn't even open these up real quick. He got gems in the bag.
I'm humble, man. You know what I'm saying?
You can't get every camera.
Be that way, man.
Hey, man. Yo, the product speak for itself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You see the reaction right up here just over that?
You let your work speak for
itself. For sure.
Hey,
you definitely have, man.
Brooklyn, yo. Y'all niggas ain't never been to Juve? Fucking Labor Day every fucking year. Go out there, Eastern Parkway.
Wait.
Fucking legendary shit,
They outlawed Juve in New York.
Big up to Brooklyn, man. My man was
wait, hold up. Do you hear about that?
Yo, we gotta wrap this up.
Hold on.
No, we only got 10. Yo,
outlaw Juve in Brooklyn. You know about that?
Yo, you heard that?
We're gonna switch it.
You heard?
You heard about that,
Deuce. They're gonna switch over to FM. We're gonna do it. We got 10 minutes, so we gotta wrap it up. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have you come in and then
hell no.
We're gonna further you in.
Nah, they ain't do that.
Yes, definitely. You want to switch it over, transition it? Short video.
We right back with the Alky God.
Peace.
Yo, peace to my man Gary. Yo, salute for coming out, man.
Word. G, I'm gonna be right there.
Yo, we gotta build some shit.
We gotta get them on before there's an FM show that's about to come in.
Wow, yeah, we definitely gotta build some shit. How do they handle little motherfucking juvie?
Yeah, they outlawed it.
If they outlaw Juve, dog, I'm gonna go to Brooklyn and set it off on Labor Day.
I think they trying to do it in Boston.
What's up, brother? How you doing? Peace.
Hey, how you doing?
My bad about the chalet. How long was that video?
What's going on, killer?
Huh?
Oh, we still live.
All right,
what's going on?
Hey, we still live right now.
So we still got the Alky God
right now.
Don't mind my mascot in the back. You already know what it is.
We got the Alky God in the building.
Gang shit. Alright, so y'all already know.
Alky God.
I got tons of shit going on. It's still
Hold on, slow down. Slow your roll. Slow your roll.
You know she's in it right now. She's in it. Let her talk.
Y'all said 10 minutes.
Hey, yo, she got 9 minutes. Yo, she got information out. You know what I'm saying?
First off, real quick. Hold up. Yo, can y'all just be a little quiet in the background?
They squad deep in the background.
I'm
scared of that one. I'm scared of that one too.
You know already. It's Alky God Entertainment. Don't forget the entertainment. Shout out Or Express. Out my music. The Sweets plug. Supreme Victory Street Legal. Shout out security. Shout out my mascot. Shout out gang. We are entertainment. And it's still whole season, even though it's been cold. Listen,
whole season is 12 or more.
Yo, it's 25.
We just defrosted.
So what is Alky? So Alky God Entertainment, you do a lot of.
I do everything.
You do everything from. Alright, so we participated in your Twerk or Treat event.
Yeah, yep. So I go
Twerk or
charities.
Treat 4? Was it 4?
No, that was the second one.
Oh, 4. I'm sorry, second.
Oh, yeah. That's 2 more years down the line.
So the Twerk or Treat second one, and then
we host that New Year's Eve, Jamie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that New Year's. Yeah.
And then you got the 420 joint coming up. So the thing about you, I was talking about you earlier, was that I like somebody in the younger generation representing what you represent. You represent the balance. Like you represent the turn up. But I was saying this earlier. I was like, your event was called Twerk or Treat, and some people heard that name and they were like, Twerk or Treat.
Yeah.
But your event raised more food for homeless people than some conscious hip hop shows.
That's facts.
So I
think
like,
outside
the
box.
Which deserves praise.
Thank you.
Yes, it does, and that's why we have him on
that
here.
for our cause.
And,
yeah, that's an annual event, and then on top of it, the same group that I raised the food for, we do monthly community dinners for free. We pick people up, we come feed them. We pick people up at Crossroads downtown. Everybody want to eat.
Putting on for that city.
I seen it. Don't worry, I'm in the background, man.
Some in the shadows. Last time he was here, where does the name Alki God come from?
It's funny you should ask that. I've been dying to.
Every good story starts with funny.
Let's clarify. We need some clarification.
A lot of people think it's because I drank, and I can drink. You know what I mean? But it's not. It's actually a Greek entity. I feel like I'm reincarnated. There's a guy. His name is Dionysius. He's the Greek god of festivals.
He runs around
wine.
with the thing, pouring the wine.
Yeah. He got the big
challenge. He came up with Easter eggs and Christmas.
Hey, yo, I'm gonna put the tag behind that. Self-deification, which all of us could do. Pulling attributes of certain gods and goddesses. And that's just what she did.
I found a lot of similarities between me and him, and I was like, you know what?
You thought about that. You thought about that.
She made herself into a god.
I put a lot of time into that name before I chose that name.
That's what I was talking about.
Do you think that the depth of the name having a meaning instead of like turn up queen?
Nah, because a lot of people
don't know. Do you think that having the depth is what causes your events to be a mixture of like doing for the community but turning up?
Yeah. The name has a lot in it.
Turn up for the community.
Yeah, we turn up for the community. We turn up for everything. We turn up for the kids.
She'll take shots. She'll take shots and then go do community work.
Yeah. With no problem.
Hungover.
He said, hell yeah, you already know that. But yeah, so we got a couple of events going on. Actually for next week, shit.
420.
Yeah. I'm working all the way through.
Some of us will be here. Some of us will be out of state. Otherwise, I would be there.
Oh yeah. We actually got a team coming from New York on a bus. They're gonna be streaming the party live to New York, so it's gonna be dope. But so on the 19th, we got this show called Different Strains. I'm hosting it. Grind Time Tech, my cousin Ms. Merrills is on there as well.
Good brother.
Yeah, yep. That's that new stuff.
Grind Time Tech gets a lot of love from the Chopp Shop.
Yeah, that's my blood cousin right there. So you already know we tear up together.
He's been here a few times.
That's on the 19th. That's $5 to get in at News Cafe. This is like my main event right here. At 420 party.
Blow it down, be
what that?
Bring your own butt.
Yeah, see, the funny thing is, it's $10 at the door. It's $10 at the door. But there's 2,000 shots. Drink it till you drop. I encourage you.
Shots.
Oh yeah,
2,000.
You can't walk past it without. We're selling. Check it. We're selling food.
We got the security in the building.
Yep.
So yeah, the high niggas gonna need
food.
So
do you have somebody catering or?
All hood shit. Soul food and all. We selling shish kebabs. We got sweets plugs. She's selling baked goodies. We thugging it out. We might even have the grill going for fresh food.
Hey, listen. You know what? You talking to a certified.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of dope artists on there. Like.
So what's this other event that you got?
Alright, so this is May Splash. This is at News Cafe. It's May 3rd.
I'll be there.
Yeah, I got Bro God Mass, Ms. Morrows, Lady Tune, Ali K, Drastic, Ray Walker, Ty B. I got a couple of
Drastic, so you came through it last time.
Yeah, yep. Ray Walker's on here too. Yep, him and his sister Nina's hosting this. Ray Walker, yep. And then this right here, this is our baby, me and my boy right next to you. Vamp Hours. I know a lot of y'all been hearing about it. The videos are like 2,000 a piece.
People want to know, is it sexy vampires doing porn?
Also sexy vampires. Well, that's the up
Hey, what happens at vampire stays at vampire.
You already know.
Yo, the bunny said,
that kid right there.
The crazy bunny said,
You already know.
You know what's funny? You want to hear something funny about that bunny mask? So we did the Twerk or Treat, and then you had it, and there was one point during the UZD set where I put it on, and there was pictures later, and people that were on stage from the group the next day were like, "When the fuck did that happen?"
Yeah. It be in the shots. But 420 and Vamp Hours is actually quite frequent. That's every other Saturday. We on break until after 420. We coming back on the 12th of May. Yeah, there be a lot of shots there too. A lot of shots, girls, good vibes, safest, mandatory shots. If you come to the 14,
it seems like there's not a lot of it seems like from what I've heard so far though, it seems like there's not a lot of problems at your events.
No.
Nah, we try to keep it positive.
I take care of anything.
You don't want that bunny to run up on and bite you.
Oh, the security. You don't want the security.
That bunny. Oh yeah. You don't know. We got security in the building. Look, she's in the building. We got security stand. We got security in the background.
Hey, real talk. I done seen her knock out a few heads already. I went there for the other man. I already know where she come from. Alright. Okay. I'm scared already just sitting here. Alright. I'm just letting you know. I'm swirled up.
That's how we make sure there's no problem.
So this is the second time in the Chopp Shop.
Yeah,
we get a lot of events going on since then. Yeah, you know, we got mad love for you here and everything like that. Events. What do you feel like it's almost like you're like because I kind of feel like this. I might be wrong. Do you feel like it's your duty almost to like put together like events where people can safely come together and have fun because there's a lack of that in our city.
Absolutely, there's a lot of violence, and actually June 23rd we're doing a non-violence block party. It's family friendly for the kids, bouncy house, guest speakers, performances, all that. I feel like in Rhode Island there's a lot of people. The reason why they don't want to go out is besides spending too much money and everybody got rent.
It's gonna be knuckleheads.
Yeah, knuckleheads. They don't want shit.
People are shooting that broad day at the courthouse, so people think a house party is gonna be.
They just did that today.
Yeah. But see, I feel like I reinvented partying. It's safe. You get turned up. I mean, most of the parties you spend like maybe $10, maybe $15 if you buy some food. You leave fucked up. You have a good time. There's pictures. There's videos. You go home safe. If you don't get home safe, we get you home.
You got a full stop.
So what do you mean about that now? You get people home.
We have Ubers that operate, during the party hours when we manage.
That you coordinate with.
Yeah. We take the
extra what last to leave too, so we make sure everybody's good.
The only thing you missing is passing out condoms. That's it.
Oh no, we have those too.
That's at the door. That's at the door.
No, yeah.
Those at the door.
Did you miss the whole season?
Listen, we ain't responsible for anything that happens 9 months after that.
I mean, some people would have something to say about that, but isn't like turning up and having fun part of what can make people that are young more responsible adults because they've had that fun?
Yeah.
Because people get older and like lose those years,
system.
and then they want to, then they have kids, and then they get married, and they're like, I've only been with like one person my whole life.
No.
You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not advocating acting a fool. I'm just saying that like. I feel like the reason why I can be such a mature adult sometimes is because
you have that wild wild. That's definitely necessary because I feel like if you don't do that, then that shit's just sitting there burning in your bones. Right, get it out.
And that's why I have a kid. If we're going to be mad, they so mad the kid because they ain't
my life is different because of you, and then
everybody needs a wild stage.
And when you're a couple, when you become a couple, right? What I deal with now is being older and with people with kids. Like when you're a couple too, it's like you meet a significant other, right? And then you enjoy them. You have a great time and this romance and everything like that. Then you have the kid, and that's a beautiful stage. But now you can't like, oh honey, let's go out to the bar. Like, well, who's gonna watch the kid?
The kid gonna watch the shots. What you mean? No,
but you know,
teach him young.
We got DCF next door. Oh shit! We open the window and talk about beating. No, that really is their office next door. But I usually talk about beatings. Don't worry about it. I'm just.
I bet.
But what I'm saying is that it's important. It's important. I think it's.
That's definitely critical.
I think it's important for a parents. Sometimes parents, like people that start to get a little start having kids, they're like, oh, well, I got to be there for the kid. Yeah, but if you make yourself miserable, you're not going to be a great parent. You're going to be snippy with the kid. So it's good for you to create an environment for the younger people to be able to.
It's for everybody though. I had grandma show up. I've had parents show up. We don't discriminate. Anybody that want to come through, party, have a good time, good vibes, good energy, your aura's right. We accept everybody.
And the city seems to get behind because I've never seen you do an event and not have a good amount of people in eclectic mix.
I'm grateful for that.
Always all positive vibes. All positive vibes.
Lidified.
Yeah, I'm grateful for all the support that comes from the city and shit. They really rock with me. I've been doing this for like 6 or 7 years now, and like the past like 3 to 4 years is where I really like started escalating. I feel like the city is starting to realize I'm for Rhode Island.
But people that are not
And then on top of it, I take artists that you might not have necessarily heard of, put them on. I take cameramen that nobody knows. They make their names. I pretty much put everybody on my back. And as far as I go, the more I climb the ladder, I'm bringing my team with me. I just wrap a rope around everybody and I pull them up.
We got security in the back. Look, she ready to make a move. She got the look. Security stance going.
Set up like Cleo one of that.
Cool breeze cat. Security in the background over here. See if I act up, I'm gonna get yoked straight up. I gotta watch out.
The rest outside.
The
rest is outside.
420 is definitely gonna be crazy. We got Drastic, we got Ms. Mario's, Grind Time Tech. There's this dope singer. Her name's Mercedes. Not a lot of people know her. She's from Warwick. She's actually moving at the end of this month.
She's Spanish. It sounds like a Spanish name.
I'm not really sure her ethnicity, so I'm gonna just call her dope.
Sounds like a Dominican girl, the Mercedes.
Hey, she gets girls too, so you know it's gonna be flooded at the 420 party.
I know who she's talking about. She can sing.
Yeah, she sings and she raps. She's gonna be moving at the end of the month. This is actually her last show out here.
Wait, she's going down south, right?
Yeah. She's going to, I believe, Florida.
They got all this research set up. You know what I'm saying?
Hold up. I said I already know.
Yeah.
So what is the? So you got the 420. You got all this other stuff going on. But so you got all these. We're talking about all these events.
Yeah.
But where is? So if I was watching this show and I was like not as familiar with what you were doing, but I wanted to check it out. How would somebody other than show up to your events? How can other people that want to find out what
you can look me up?
And stuff
They can look me up on Facebook, facebook.com/AlkyGodENT.
How do you spell that? Alkygod?
ALKYGAWD. Now I made it that way because I'm a god. I'm not the god. I'm just one of them. You know, there's many of them.
That's a little humbleness in your ascension to God and goddessness.
Yeah. You know what I mean? You can check me out there. You can actually, honestly, if you go on Google and you look up AlkyGod, everything will pop up. My YouTube, Instagram.
Yo, this girl's everywhere, yo. One day I talking to this girl. I looked at her Facebook page. She said WCW. It was fucking Barbara Browdy and shit. I said it like 3 times. I was like, get the fuck out of here.
Like, how do I get a man crush Monday over here?
Yo, it was funny too. I was
gotta show up to the 420
I just posted
show.
it up. And like, I was like, I'm nobody's woman crush. Next thing I know, I'm tagging like 8 posts. I'm like, oh, okay. Well.
Tagged it back.
Right.
Shit,
so do you feel that do you feel like that the people that are like dealing in the industry in Rhode Island as far as like radio and promotion stuff like that, do you feel like they're supportive of what you do, or is it more like people are watching you as like competition because you know if you're
this is Rhode Island, man. What you talking about?
You're doing
haters out here.
Yeah, there is
haters out here, homie.
They're not really competing as much, but if you're doing an event that's
as of right now, nobody's competing with Vamp Hours after hours.
Nah, nobody.
As far as like, you know, the competition, I don't really. Alright, so I get a lot of love and support. I feel that. I feel like everybody's behind me as far as radio stations, artists, DJs. Like, Vamp Hours got shouted out in multiple clubs while it was going on. All of my staff members was in the house. And there was none of us. We get a lot of love. As far as competition, I don't have none.
We don't see none.
I don't have
That was
when you're in the league, look, I know her mentality. She feels like she's in a league of her own.
In my own lane, I'm the owner.
And she's not worried about the next person. She's worried about what's going on. I worry about the next person.
Yeah.
But I was saying more like
love your haters.
Facts. That's my inspiration. Every day I wake up, what can I do to make you mad? Oh, that? Watch me do it.
There we go.
Do you feel like other people that are doing events
are
supportive of your event, or they see you as like as competition as far as like if you're doing an event on the weekend, they might be doing an event too?
Oh yeah.
Or are people more supportive?
I actually have a lot of people like they won't try to throw events the same night I'm throwing an event. I've had people, like I do photography and videos and stuff. I've had people hire me just so I don't throw an event the same night. And they've told me, and I'm just like, all the other promoters, they show up to all my stuff. Yeah.
That is a compliment. It's a compliment to the grind.
Mm-hmm. So, you know, I mean, like, I see everybody there. I know there's haters, but like I said, I don't
we'll
feel
pay
like
you to stop.
You're not popping.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. They're like, we'll give you a bag. Take a nap.
To be on our side.
Yeah.
How much do you need?
Like, we'll pay you not to take the field.
You don't want no company for the night.
We're going to cuff you this.
Yo, I know we wrapping up. We need bourbon shit.
We're about to wrap it up.
Yo, we need bars. Where the bars at? Where the bars at? Where the bars?
With me. I mean,
get the bars.
You know what? Really?
Nah, really don't rap.
DJ coming in right now. Yo, no bars, nobody.
No bars.
I mean, I could try and spit an acapella.
Go ahead.
That's all you.
Get it.
Yo, 420 got these bitches and they plenty. Everybody in this bitch, there's many. All these bitches coming, all these bitches dumbing. All these bitches coming in. That's your girl and she in my world and she Wait, my tongue be twirling all these girls and it's not. You can find me online.
Alright, we're gonna wrap this up, but we're gonna have you come back in again. Stick around with Salty. Chop Radio. We gotta wrap up. So the FM Shorty on.
20 hours.
No. Universal Collective. Check us out next week.
We are entertainment.